Obviously the season is upon us, and we are very excited about the opportunity starting this Sunday against Jacksonville. And we know it's going to be a great challenge and very well coached team, a head coach that I have a lot of respect for. Obviously, getting his first opportunity, a lot of talented players on the offensive side. But we're excited to go out there and show what we can do and be the best versions of ourselves. And it's going to be a great matchup. And the one thing I do want to say is today is my wife, Natalie Grace's birthday. So I just wanted to wish my amazing wife, Natalie, happy birthday. And I love you very, very much.
All right, thank you, Coach. With that, we'll open it up to questions. We'll start with Cassidy, followed by Mike.
Do y'all have any birthday plans, or does that kind of get pushed to the side when it's week one?
Yeah, push it aside. We'll celebrate in the bye week. But she's heading down with the kids today to Jacksonville, so she'll be down there supporting us.
Well, nice. Get some beach time in.
Yeah.
Obviously, so much attention is going to go to Travis Hunter and what he can do. But what is the excitement, the challenge of having that, but also a guy like Brian Thomas Jr., who they're still kind of discovering what all can be done with him in an offense as well?
Yeah, this is it's a challenge certainly, just because one, we have an idea what they're going to do, but not quite sure where they're going to line everybody up at. And they have so many talented ball carriers and receivers like Etienne and the two you talked about, Strange. Their other running backs. So they're a very talented group, and they have a lot of guys that can really create problems in terms of their offensive skill set. So we know we got a big challenge ahead of us.
Cassie, you good? Okay. Hey, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Well, wanted to ask you two questions. First, you guys have brought in so many new faces to this defense. How do you think this new look front seven can help you guys against the run specifically? And who has been kind of the standout among the group from that standpoint?
Yeah, we're excited about the group we have up front right now. You know, obviously it starts with Derek Brown, A'Shawn Robinson, Turk Wharton, Bobby Brown. All of those guys have done a really good job. They've had a really good camp. They're ready to go. They're ready to go play, and so that's exciting. Excited about what we're seeing from the edge guys as well. DJ Wanham, Pat, the two young guys, Nick and Princely, DJ Johnson, Thomas Incoom. So all of these guys have really, really just improved. All of their games have really increased. They're all game ready, and so we're excited to see what they can do.
And then you brought up Thomas Incoom. Wanham called him a thunderbolt. And Tracy said that he's got like an unbelievable get off no matter which direction he's going. What has he brought to your defense as maybe like kind of like a fastball in that rotation?
Yeah, he's really he's got traits like a DB. He can really get off the ball. He can really run. He can run all day. He's explosive. He's strong. And so, the cool thing about him, just like a lot of our guys, is you've just seen such growth and improvement from what he was last year at this time. And so we're excited to see what he could do this season.
Thank you.
All right, we will go to David Newton, followed by Mike Solarte and Joe Person.
Hey, Dave, appreciate your time today. You mentioned your young edge rushers. How ready are they right now? And how many reps would you like to get them in their first game?
Well, we're not quite there yet in terms of the rep counts and all that. But the one thing I will say is that, like, the one thing we've been trying to impress on not just the rookies, but everybody in our room is that, you know, when you kind of start this thing off in the spring, you're kind of building your defense, and then you get to training camp and you're going against the offense, and it's the speed of the game is obviously picked up. You get into the preseason games, it gets even faster, and everyone's going because they're competing at a higher level. And then the one thing, as soon as you hit that first regular season game, like the speed of the game increases even another level. And so, like, that's the one thing that we want everybody to be cognizant of, is that, like, we've got to be ready to go because of whatever you've seen and experienced in the NFL. It's going to be a lot faster on Sunday, and so that's what we have to be ready for.
And how about having on them for a whole training camp and ready to go? How further ahead are you feel like with your with your pass rush in general, just because of having him there all the time?
That's such a great point, and it's the truth. It's when you have these guys that get all the reps and they've banked all the reps, as opposed to coming in mid-season with very few reps, they're going to be so much better. And so we're excited about not just DJ, but everybody really getting a lot of experience and got a lot of reps, and we're hoping that pays forward.
Impressed with what you said about your wife. That was great.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Hopefully scores me some points.
EJ, I was going to give you credit for scoring a defensive touchdown in week 1 with that, so that was pretty good. As you look back, obviously I'm sure you don't like looking back at the results of the numbers from last year, but as you look back at that and look forward to this year, is there one thing, I know you guys go week to week, but is there one thing you want out of this defense week in and week out that is like the focal point for how you guys want to attack each opponent?
We always want to be physical. We always want to play with great effort. We always want to attack the ball, and we want to play smart. And that's what we're looking for. And we've certainly grown a lot since we started at the beginning of the spring with this group of men, and we'll continue to grow. And what we want to do is just continue to get better each week, and with the anticipation that the way we're playing in week 15 and 16 is going to be a lot better than we play week 1, but also understanding that we need to show great improvement on week 1, and we need to get some things done, and it's important to try to start off on a fast note.
And you mentioned Derek Brown a minute ago and having him back. It's an 11-man unit, but it just feels like that one man is such a linchpin to what everything else behind him, how everything else behind him unfolds. Do you feel like you got a free agent and getting him back this year after missing him all of last year?
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly one of our best players on our team, and so it's definitely great to have him back. And we know that when he's available, and he is available now, that he's going to be a major factor, and so we're excited about that.
Thanks. Good, Joe.
EJ, good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Dave yesterday called Merrick an absolute hammer. When we've talked to him, he's very clear about how he's physical and makes no apologies for it. Was that somebody like with his skill set and attitude? Did you feel like you needed that on this defense or in that back end?
It's always great to have guys like him. I've been a big fan of his since he played at TCU, and a good friend of mine was his coach in college, and he's been raving about him for a long time. And Trey plays defensive football the way you want to see it played. He plays hard. He plays physical. He's a very, very, very nice guy off the field, very respectful. And then he gets on the field and he's a Tasmanian devil. And so it's really, really cool to see and feel. And it certainly uplifts his teammates as well. And so, it's been really fun to coach him. He's a pleasure to coach and work with day in and day out. And then obviously when we get on the field in those full contact situations, he's exactly what you want.
And then you referenced Liam earlier. What was your relationship like with him in LA? And I mean, I know that was a fairly star-studded staff, but how or why did he stick out?
Well, he was an assistant at the time working with the quarterbacks, and what he would do is he was in charge of the scout team, the offensive scout team that gave the look for the defense. And so he really impressed me from day one, just his command of the quarterback, the receivers, the offense, and really how he took charge of the entire scout operation. And so it was no surprise to me that his career has taken the path that it's taken, just because I saw his intelligence, his ability to relate, his command, his leadership. And so, I'm a big fan of his as a person and as a coach.
Thank you.
All right, got time for a few more, so we'll wrap up with Cassidy and then Mike again.
Yeah, I was just curious, did Princely have to convince you to give a single digit to a rookie pass rusher? Like, what was his argument there? How did he earn that so quickly?
That one did not come across my desk.
Then never mind.
EJ, obviously Travis Hunter is a big talking point this week, Heisman Trophy winner that can play both ways. From your experience, and not necessarily specific to Travis Hunter, but when you have a guy that is reading everything, primarily going to be lining up as a wide receiver and maybe have some defensive packages, how difficult is it to prepare for a guy who is a wide receiver, but also kind of knows how to play the quarterback position? And if I don't know how his brain works, but I mean, if he can think both positions at the same time, does that make him even tougher to defend? Is he, is that, I know he's a rookie and it's his first game, so he's not full song where he's going to be in his career, but is that kind of a player maybe even more difficult to kind of prepare for?
Well, what I will say is that when you watch him and you watch him play offense, you can tell that he's got a really good understanding of defensive football, and he's got some nuance in how he runs his routes and how he understands leverages and things of that nature. And so I will say that, yeah, you can tell that he understands football at a high level, the way he plays, and he's got very good athletic gifts as well. And so, it's our job to, Dave will worry about him and the offensive staff will worry about him on defense. It's our job to defend him on offense. And so we're just trying to put our minds in I guess the place of where do we think they're going to utilize him, where they're going to put him in, how they're going to feature him, those things. So.